Hello everyone, this is Darren here with Creativity Unleashed, and today I have an amazing video for you. We are going to be talking about hot water heaters, and in particular we're talking about this Rheem heat pump hybrid hot water heater. And they are amazing because they consume a fraction of the amount of energy of a traditional water heater. This here has an energy coefficient of about 4 in good weather conditions. And that means for every unit of energy you put at it, you can get almost 3 more than you would get from a standard electric unit. So that means in a household of about 3 or 4 that we have here, an average month comes out to about $5.50 of energy. And what we had here before was a gas hot water heater, a propane one, and that was costing about $65 a month of energy for the same amount of people. So you're just able to get the idea of how efficient and amazing this technology really is. The payoff time for this unit is right about 2 years. Of course, that may vary just slightly depending on your electric costs. And of course, the government has usually about a $300 tax incentive to switch to this. So when you're thinking about this from a savings perspective, it's amazing, as well as when you're thinking about the environment, how much less electricity you're going to be consuming. It is a very good choice. It's one of the best when you consider that hot water is one of the second largest consumptions of energies in an average home. And so when you're able to reduce it down by about 75%, you're greatly saving a lot of energy, helping yourself out, and helping the environment all at the same time. Alright, so you may be wondering, how does this work? How is this different from a normal electric hot water heater? Well, of course, a normal electric hot water heater has resistance heating element, which is the same as a toaster or a lot of those kind of things that you may have around your house. And that is not nearly as efficient as this heat pump. A heat pump is able to pull the heat out of the air and transfer it directly to water. And that's amazing because it's a much more efficient process than trying to generate the heat at the spot. So being a hybrid, it does have a heat element. So in case it's really cold weather and it's too cold to really be able to draw enough heat out of the air, it's able to switch to resistance heat, which is great. So in case you have a huge demand of hot water for some reason, or if the temperatures outside are too cold to make it efficient, you can run it on your heat element. But what it does, draws the air through the top here. It has a filter that filters the air through it, and then it blows out the air here. And the air has been, of course, cooled down quite a bit, which is amazing for a shop or a garage in the winter time, as well as it dehumidifies your space. And so then you, of course, have the added condensation line that you have to plumb in. And almost everything else is about the same. You have your standard 240 volt connection, and you have your, of course, cold water in and your hot water out. And there isn't a whole lot more to the actual installation than that. Also, a huge benefit to these systems being so digital is you're able to program the temperature of the water exactly to what you would like, and you are able to connect it to your Wi-Fi and keep track of everything on your smartphone and look at, of course, your daily costs, your monthly costs, your yearly costs, and check all of that out, as well as if you're going on vacation, you can turn it off extremely easy and just control all the parameters based on whatever you're doing in your life to make it more convenient and more efficient for you. So overall, these systems are incredible, and I would highly recommend them. So we've had this unit just over 2 years, and the only issue that we actually had, which really wasn't much of one, was that in the winter time, the condensation line outside got frozen up with water, and it just sent like an error message that it wasn't able to drain the condensation. Cleaned up the ice and was perfectly fine, back up and running. I actually called the company and asked them a bunch of questions about some of the things, if they had any issues with them, any recalls. They said they hadn't had any recalls. But of course, there's some simple components that might have to be changed, like thermostats or just little details like that, and they've made them mostly pretty easy to access and change. So that's really cool. Of course, one of the things to take note is depending your climate you're in. If you're in Florida, this might only cost about $1.70 every single month of energy because it's pretty warm. It might be $1.70, $2, $2.30. But if you live in a climate where it gets really cold in the winter and it's switching to just normal heating element for part of that time, it can be up to the coldest months we've had on record was $18.63 for a month. So you get an idea that there are a few months that it is going to consume more energy to be able to get that amount of heat that you need out of the air and out of the electricity. But for the most part, it is going to be around a 2-year payoff and save a huge amount of energy and help out the environment. So a few more details to go over. One of them is that this has a leak sensing tray. So if there is any leak in the system, it can shut the water right off with a valve, and it also will notify you that there's a problem so you can come check it out, and it'll keep your house from flooding. They also have a 10-year warranty on the tank and most of the parts, so that's really cool. And they also advertise over the 10-year period that you should be saving over $5,000 of energy, and based on all of our calculations and owning it for 2 years, it looks like we're on track to save a little bit more than the $5,000. So in my opinion, and based on talking to them and the research we've done, these are almost a no-brainer. They are like a 2-year payoff, and you'll be saving huge amounts of money, and the installation is very simple. And if you're looking at it from an environmental perspective, this is a great way to reduce the amount of energy you're consuming and really increase your quality of living. So I hope you guys found this video extremely helpful. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them in the comments below. Remember, if you're interested, check out my solar hot water heating video, which is incredible because that is true free hot water. And remember to subscribe and follow along for all the content and updates that are coming your way. You guys have a great one. If you found this video interesting, you may be also interested in a company called Hotspot Energy, and they have all kinds of amazing products out there, like heat recovery for your air conditioning, where you can get hot water out of your existing air conditioning, heat your swimming pool or your house's water, as well as solar air conditioners and much more. So you might find that interesting. Check them out. And of course, if you're interested in more information, check out the links below, and you guys have a great one.